Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Shut Up and Read. Today I'll be starting off a brand new reading vlog. And this time I'll be doing my episode 2 of the series I am hoping to finish. So for this video I have 4 series that I'm hoping to finish, and I actually thought I filmed this like way in advance, but I'm clearly at my new space right now and I started this video like in November or something, so I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, like I have all the updates, I have those clips, but for some reason I don't have the intro clip, so I'm just filming it all right now. But I do have 4 series that I had hoped to finish for this video, and obviously at this point I have finished all of them, but I'm gonna just do a quick intro of all the books that I'm hoping to read for this video. The first one is the Gumiho series. I have book 2 that I'm hoping to finish. Then the second series I'm hoping to finish is the Something Dark and Holy trilogy. I have Ruthless Gods over here and Blessed Monsters. This is book 2, this is book 3. I'm hoping to get through all of them for this video. Honestly, it's so weird talking about this like the past, even though obviously I had finished all these already, but these are 2 more books that I read for this video. Then the next series that I read for this video is the Serpent and Dove trilogy. I aim to read books 2 and 3, which is Blood and Honey, as well as Gods and Monsters. Then the last and final series I was reading for this video is Empire of Gold, which is the last and final book to the David Bond trilogy. So yeah, this is just a quick intro to this because like I said already, I already read all the books that I want to read for this video, and I filmed all the clips already, all the little updates. But this is a pretty short video. You will see why later on. But yeah, like these are the 4 books that or 4 series that I aim to finish for this video. So let's just get right on with the updates for this vlog. Okay, so I'm back with an actual update this time around. I realized I never updated you guys so far, but I did manage to read and finish Vicious Spirits by Kat Cho. Unfortunately, I'm going to give this book 3 stars. I just don't see a reason why this book even happened. I felt like the first book actually concluded things pretty well, and while I really enjoyed the whole dynamics between Junu, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Junu, as well as Somin, I was like, everything else about this book was just okay. Like, it wasn't, you know, amazing. I just didn't really feel connected with anyone really, so I cheered on the relationship and the romance, but that was really it, and I just don't see a reason. So this book basically just follows the aftermath of Wicked Fox, where it really follows more about Somin and Junu's perspective this time around, and it also has like Myung and Jihoon obviously, but they're more like side characters. This book kind of follows like the aftermath of Wicked Fox, and you know, some of the things that happen afterward with Myung's like bead, her fox bead, and some of like the aftermath of like the fact that it still exists and it's somehow in like the spirit world now, and like the layers between the reality, like the living world, and the spirit world is now like fading because of this fox bead. So I don't know, I just felt like yes, there was a reason for this book. Well, okay, no, not really. I felt like the first book could have just added on like another like 50 or 100 so pages and would have just been done. Like, it would have just concluded, everything was done. There was no need for like an entire other book to happen, to be honest. I just don't really see a point in reading it or just having it there. So that's my only, like, I mean, it just felt like it was just okay. Like, it was just, I just don't see a purpose for this book. So anyways, that's to say for this really quick update. I have more books to read. I do plan to pick up the at least 2 of the series sometime soon, but they're all like very massive ones this time around, so it's taking me quite some time to get through them. But yeah, that's why I tackled this book first, because this one at least was like a shorter version, so I was like, I feel like this is like easy to get through, kind of. So anyways, okay, so I am actually in the middle of, or about to start, editing this video, and I realized I did not actually update you guys at all with the exception of 1 book. So I'm going to be updating all the books that I read for this video, and yeah, like, it was just, I don't know what I was doing. I think I just forgot. Like, I meant to and I just completely like forgot. But I did manage to read all the books that I had meant to read for this video. The first one that I did read was Gumiho, which I already talked about, so I'm not going to go into it again. But the next series that I picked up is Blood and Honey, as well as Gods and Monsters. These were books 2 and books 3 of the Serpent and Dove series. Honestly, I was very disappointed. I gave Blood and Honey 2.5 stars, and then I gave Gods and Monsters 4 stars. It was just not a good read. I think that Blood and Honey was just so subpar. It, like, everything I loved about Serpent and Dove, like the writing, the characters, all their interactions and relationships. Like I felt so connected with them in the first book. I just felt like the second book missed all of that completely, and for whatever reason I just didn't care much for any of the characters anymore. Thankfully the third and final book did redeem itself a little bit more. I found it a lot more like fast-paced, more action-packed. I felt more connected and invested with the story. So overall I would give this series a 3 stars, which is so disappointing because the first book was a 5-star read. It was one of my top books of, I think it was like 2 years ago or something like that. It was one of my favorite books of that year, which just goes to show that like sometimes, you know, the series, even though the first book is amazing, the rest of the books might not be amazing. So I'm very sad about it, but it is what it is. All right, then this next one that I read was the David Bott series. I read The Empire of Gold, which is the third and final book. This book was amazing. I give the whole series 5 stars. Well, I don't know. I mean, the second book I felt like it was a little bit more lacking. I forget why I gave that book, but the third and final book was so good. I give that book 5 stars. So the whole series I probably give it like 4.5 stars. I think it was really well done. I think the third book did such a good job of just bringing everything together, and just like the characters were really well thought out. The plot, like the world was so lush and detailed. I loved it. I love the writing as well. It was very like not like lyrical or anything like that, but it was very descriptive in a very like magical way, and I just really liked that. I also thought that how the author managed to like, you know, bring everything together was incredibly well done. Just like they're just, because this story, this book had so many layers, like so many different plots, so many different like details going on, so many different like subplots, that the fact that she brought it all together in such a good way was like incredibly well done. Like I just loved how everything like culminated, and the ending too was like a little bittersweet, but it made sense. And I just really like the end. When the book ended, I literally was just like, just sat there because I had to like kind of just like think about it and absorb it, because I was like, wow, like that book was just so good. Like definitely recommend it. Okay, and this last and final series that I picked up was the Something Dark and Holy trilogy, and the second book that I picked up, Ruthless Gods. Unfortunately I ended up DNFing it. I don't know what it is. It was just I mean, like sometimes I feel like it's the audiobook that might not be the best for me, but I did not even pick it up as audiobook. Like I picked it up as a physical book, and it was a struggle. Like I couldn't really read it. I just felt like disconnected with the characters. I mean, it's been a while since I read the first book, and I didn't like, I wanted to go back and reread the first book, but I was like, I feel like I remember enough like bits and pieces of the first book that I feel like confident enough. But I guess like I was overconfident because I went into the second book and I was like, what's going on? And as the book continued, I like definitely remembered more and more, but I just never felt that same connection with the characters like I did in the beginning. So I don't know, like it just became such a struggle to read it, and I just was not in the mindset at all. That ended up just DNFing it, which is very unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is with that one. So overall I'm just disappointed with it, but I hope that the next book by this author will be amazing, because I feel like I still have like faith in her writing. I think her writing is really well done. It's just for some reason like this book just was not for me, and so obviously since I didn't finish it, I didn't want to read the third and final book of the series. So anyways, that's all I can say really for this book. Let's just kind of give a quick wrap up of all the books that I did read. So like we just mentioned, I DNF Ruthless Gods, so that series was just kind of gone for me. The David Bott series was just amazing. Like 5 stars the last book, probably 4.5 stars the entire series. Like it just now has a place in my heart, like for sure. The third series I picked up is the Serpent Dove series, which overall I gave it 3 stars. The second book was just and then the last series was the Gumiho series, and that book I gave 3 stars. So I feel like this video, the David Bott series definitely was amazing. So that's like 1 out of 4. Not the best odds actually. I'm hoping that my third video would be a lot better with the series that I pick up there. But it was nothing to say for this video. As always, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up or just have my channel. And if you'd like to see more content of me, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below, as well as hit the notification bell. And as always, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.